welcome to Old Folks Racing PS4. This is the second race here at Texas Motor Speedway World Course with the Lotus 72D. Andy Booth was a magnificent winner on race 1, followed by Kev Allen and Craig Lloyd. Andy Bramall finishing 4th. Now qualifying for race 2, which is round 32 of the championship. So again, Andy Booth dominating qualifying, followed by the Allens, with Andy Bramall in 4th place, and again an excellent Scott Davely in 5th. As we await the green flag here at Texas Motor Speedway for race 2 of Old Folks Racing PS4, and we are away in a very slow start there from a yellow car, which I think is Kev Allen, and let's see if they all go safely through turn 1. Last time round there were a few clashes here at Texas Motor Speedway. Most drivers taking the inside line on turn 1 as it is a shorter line. Let's see the breaking point for the first hairpin, 3 and 4 wide, but miraculously no one gets together, and that was an excellent job by all the old folks racing here today. Andy Booth has retained his lead, followed by Simon Allen and Kev Allen with Andy Bramall in 4th, and look at Todd Antonio in that JPS livery. He's up to 5th place. Excellent start by Todd Antonio. Let's see what type of result he can get out of here. As we continue to be on the opening lap now into the back hairpin, and we already have there the number 11 of Simon Allen putting some pressure on Andy Booth for the lead. Let's see how that battle develops as we enter the second lap already. And again, most drivers taking the inside line, and here comes Kev Allen on the inside, Simon Allen on the outside. Andy Booth is in good company in there. Let's see how this is going to end up as Andy Bramall now recovers quite a lot of ground in that number 12 Lotus. He's now in the battle for the lead as well as we approach the first hairpin here at Texas Motor Speedway on lap 2, and Kev Allen is on the inside, and there is a crash. There is a crash, and they are the teammates. It's Andy Bramall in the 12, and Simon Allen is upside down in the 11. Here is again some magnificent drama with Simon Allen. His weekend goes from bad to worse. He does not have any luck whatsoever this weekend, as we now see Stuart Brand trying to get into Andy Bramall, and they touch, and here comes Craig Lloyd, who lost some time at the start, and oh dear, multiple crashes here on lap 2. We saw Stuart Brand coming back at Craig Lloyd, and at the same time we saw in the background Diogo Silva up in the air after being touched by Todd Antonio, I believe, who was spinning. So multiple dramas here already on the second lap here at Texas Motor Speedway, as the old folks cannot help themselves. It was too much to keep no action from happening for 2 laps in a row. We had a very clean first lap, but now in the second lap all the drama has unfolded, and let me summarize it again for you. Simon Allen and Andy Bramall, who are teammates for this round, at least in terms of livery, they got together at the first hairpin. Simon Allen got the worst out of it. He is now in he's now in 6th because he has benefited from some other incidents. Andy Bramall is in 6th as we see another crash, and someone went off. It was Jambo involved in it, and I don't know who the other driver was. It was Simon Allen. Simon Allen really cannot help himself this weekend. He has been clashing with pretty much the entire field. He's trying too hard. He's feeling the pressure for the championship lead. He did an amazing job last time round at where were we? Red Bull Ring, winning both races, but he's now destroying all the good work here. And here comes Andy Booth on Kev Allen. Andy Booth hits the back of Kev Allen in the first hairpin. I'm hardly making a recollection of previous crashes, and more crashes are happening as we speak. It becomes very, very difficult to commentate here. So let's go back to the beginning, shall we? Andy Bramall and Simon Allen got together. Simon Allen was upside down, but mysteriously he has recovered to 5th and now has dropped to 10th after contact with Jambo, make it 9th because he just got 9th place. Andy Bramall got away relatively unhurt from the first clash. He's now in 5th place. Then we saw Stuart Brand going off-road with someone who I couldn't identify, and then coming back at Craig Lloyd. Craig has maintained 4th place. Todd Antonio and Diogo Silva have got together as well. Diogo is running 7th, and Todd, who had this amazing opening lap going up to 5th, is now in 10th. And in the meantime, who is in 3rd place, benefiting from all these clashes, but also with an extremely solid drive after an incredible qualifying? It is Scott Davely, who is sitting in 3rd place, and he has opened a gap of more than 4 seconds to Craig Lloyd. And I guess if we go below the top 3, as we follow now Stuart Brand, there's a nice group here of Stuart Brand in 8th, Diogo Silva in 7th, Jambo is 6th, and 5th is Andy Bramall. So this is a bit of a replay of the first race, because some of these drivers were nose to tail for quite some time in race 1. And this is happening here in race 2 as well, as we are approaching the second third of the race, 5 laps out of 15. We are on lap 5 currently. So if we go below the top 3, pretty much everyone has been involved in some incident or another. Craig Lloyd, Jambo, Andy Bramall, Diogo Silva, and here is an attempt for a pass there. I couldn't quite see. It was Jambo on Andy Bramall. Yes, Jambo surprised Andy with a very good exit there on the final hairpin. Here comes Diogo Silva on Andy Bramall as well. He wants more, and he's trying to go on the outside of both drivers. Let's see how that goes in turn 1. Beautiful battle here for 5th place. Craig Lloyd has opened a bit of a gap, around 4 seconds, from this trio, who has been pretty entertained with one another as they now break for the first turn. And here comes Stuart Brand on Diogo Silva. Stuart Brand has overtaken Diogo Silva. Diogo was busy trying to go around the outside of the other drivers. I guess he didn't really make a very good breaking point there for the first hairpin, and Stuart is really on fire after a relatively cautious first lap. He's now in 7th place, and really already on the gearbox of Jambo, who in turn has lost the position again to Andy Bramall. Andy going back to 5th place. So all these drivers swapping places throughout the lap, and really difficult to see and predict who's going to come out on top here. But this continues to be the main point of interest in the race, because up front Kev Allen is now with a gap of around 2 seconds. Oh, make it, well, it's really going down now as we speak. It's more like 1.5, 1.7. So there is still a battle for the lead here, as we follow now Simon Allen, who has been yo-yoing back and forth in this race. He's now approaching that group that I was talking about earlier, that consists of Andy Bramall, Jambo, Stuart Brand and Diogo Silva. Is now approaching them, and I wonder if we are going to add a 5th car to this battle, which would make it absolutely fascinating. And again, the proof that in all Fox Racing PS4 we have battles throughout the field, not only for the lead but also for the midfield, and even not to finish last is a very intense battle in this championship. As we follow Diogo Silva, Stuart Brand there making a small mistake going to the dirt, but recovering quite nicely. Final turn now on lap 7. It's a relatively short lap here. As you can see there from the timing screen, there's Simon Allen already having visual contact with that quartet that we have battling for 5th place. It's a relatively short lap here. A minute 15 is the leader's pace. And even some of the drivers in the midfield in the 1:16s. So 15 laps is not going to be a lot of time for these drivers to recover ground, and Simon Allen must be somewhat frustrated about that. He wishes he had probably a little bit more time to recover. Now he's got to the back of Diogo Silva, and I wonder if we are going to see some aggressive move, because Simon really has nothing to lose here. He's already in 9th place, so he really can. Well, he can go, he can drop down still a place, but he definitely has some upside in trying some maneuver. He comes braking very late there, and there's a tap there. Stuart Brand has hit Jambo, and no, that was Diogo Silva was hitting someone and lost 8 positions. So Diogo not really moving in the right direction here as Stuart Brand shuts the door on Simon Allen. Here comes Diogo. He's in 9th place now, and he's not happy about that. He wants a little bit more, and he can see 6th place in front of him. Andy Bramall has actually opened a little bit of a gap. Here comes Diogo Silva on the outside. Let's see how this goes. We are on lap 9, and he's going on the outside of Simon Allen, and now trying to do the same with Jambo, but not quite as Simon Allen gets into the inside of the two of them. Excellent battle here for 7th place as we see Diogo Silva, Stuart Brand, Jambo and Simon Allen going at it. Here comes contact. Contact between Simon Allen and Stuart Brand. Who got the worst out of it? It was Stuart. Stuart got the worst out of it and is now dropped back to 9th, with Simon Allen going up to 6th. Diogo is now in 7th. Jambo also lost a bit of time in that brouhaha back there on the exit of the first hairpin. And Stuart goes from 6th to 9th in a matter of corners. That's how tight this championship is, and this race is at this stage as we are about to enter lap 10 very, very shortly. We have 5th place is Andy Bramall. 6th is Simon Allen, who's now trying to go the short way on the inside of turn 1, trying to no, sorry, that's not turn 1, that's the final turn, as the two drivers are again almost side by side. And on the second lap, remember, these two got together at the end of turn 1, so let's see how they behave now, as it seems to me that Simon Allen has finally overtaken Andy Bramall. Simon really using the inside there to his advantage, really going the shorter way around, and really doing a good job there, recovering back to 5th. Could he go after Craig Lloyd, who's in 4th place? He's got more than, almost, around 5 seconds difference, but he's, I'm sure that his pace is slightly superior, so maybe with still 5 laps to go, we could see Simon Allen at least doing some damage limitation and trying to attack 4th position. We follow Jambo now in that number 33 Stuart Brand lookalike Blue Lotus, and he is in 8th place. He was 5th at one point for a very short period of time, but he was 5th and is dropped back to 8th now, as Diogo Silva is now trying to pass Andy Bramall on the outside. Let's see how that is going to develop as they approach turn number 1. Diogo is on the outside, so will not benefit from the inside line. He's trying to squeeze Andy into the inside, and Andy is on the inside but taking a much shorter route, and is going to defend the position easily as they continue actually to be behind Simon Allen. And Simon hasn't actually gained a lot of time here. As Allen has spun. Your race leader has spun. I believe this is the final hairpin, and Andy Boots has just gone into the lead. Major change here at Texas Motor Speedway, as Andy Booth, your winner from race 1 and who was in 2nd place for most of race 2, now at the end of lap 11 is in the lead and has a 1.5 second advantage over Allen, who has spun. coming out of the final hairpin. It's a very, very easy place to spin. You just accelerate a little bit too early, you just lose traction and off you go, and it's quite difficult to recover because of the barrier. You really have to press the reset button quite quickly, and remember, the reset button does not work if a car is near you. So Kev Allen was actually quite lucky there that he managed to press the reset button quite quickly, even before Andy Booth appeared. But of course Andy had all the momentum coming out of the corner, and basically Kev was stationary, so Andy used it to good effect to grab the lead of this race. Now Kev is coming back at him. He's already reduced the gap to 1 second. Let's see. We'll have some fascinating final laps here at Texas Motor Speedway road course with the Lotus 72D. Classic Formula One is a very classic combo here in Old Folks Racing PS4. I wonder why there's some nostalgic behavior of these old folks wanting to race with cars that sometimes are as old or older. Someone made a mistake there. Someone made a mistake there, and I believe it was Diogo Silva. Yes, it was. Diogo was doing a decent job in 7th, but he's now dropped back to 8th. And here comes Diogo again, but now Jambo is really on the inside line, which is shorter, and he's got back to 7th position. 6th is Andy Bramall. 5th is Simon Allen. So let's see how this is going to develop, but we are now learning from race control that Simon Allen has actually quite a severe aggregate time penalty of 11 seconds. So Simon is really not in 5th. He is more like in, well, he's more like in 8th or 9th at the moment. So he's really trying hard to gain as much time as possible to see if he can clear at least some of that group. As we see now the battle for the lead, and here Andy Booth defending very aggressively on the inside there in the last corner. But we are now in lap 13, entering lap 14, which is the penultimate lap. Let's see, we still have a battle for the lead. We have Kev Allen trying to get the draft of Andy Booth and ending, trying to defend for his life on the inside line. It's very, very difficult to overtake here on the outside, but now here comes the hairpin, and let's see if Kev Allen can outbrake Andy Booth, or if Andy is going to defend. Andy manages to be the last of the two to break and continues to hold that lead, but for how much longer? We don't know, of course, and neither does anyone who's watching this live, so we can only predict that this is going to be a battle to the checkered flag, as Andy now definitely defend again in the infield chicane, because Kev is really aggressive. He wants more, he wants that victory. He has been the fastest of the two during this race, and he lost the lead in a frustrating spin, frustrating error for Kev Allen coming out of the hairpin. We are approaching that corner now. It was here a couple of laps ago that Kev Allen lost it, and he's now going on the inside of Andy Booth. He's now managed to get the inside in the entrance of the last lap now, beginning of the last lap, and Kev Allen is again the leader. Kev Allen is the leader again. What a move. Great exit from the hairpin. The same hairpin where he made a mistake a couple of laps before, but Kev Allen had none of it and said, "Here I come." And he came and he grabbed the lead. Now with 1 lap to go, could Andy Booth see again a chance to grab that lead back as they approach the first corner? As they approach the first corner, here comes Andy Booth on the inside, and he's done a very good job, and he's grabbed the lead back. Yes, he does. He's got the lead back. Excellent job from Andy Booth. It was, oh, when they touch, and Kev Allen has spun. They touch in turn 2, and Kev Allen was trying to make a move there. It was a little bit too ambitious, and he ended up spinning. That was a bit of karma there, because it would have been unfair if Kev Allen had gotten the lead with such a clumsy move. In fact, now Andy Booth has around almost 2 seconds, and here comes another crash at Jambo. Jambo has hit the back of Andy Bramall and has gone wide. Diogo Silva took advantage of it. He's now in 7th, which will become 6th at the line. As Andy Booth now in the last lap, he's coming to win the second race. It's a perfect weekend for Andy Booth. He loves classic Formula 1 and he has won race 2 here at Texas Motor Speedway in the Lotus 72. Kev Allen maintained second place after that last lap clash, and here comes Scott Davely. Brilliant race from Scott, his second podium in the series, the first game at Daytona with the NASCAR race, as we see Craig Lloyd in fourth. No, actually, Simon Allen grabbed fourth place on the road in the last lap, but he's going to drop down the order. Or did he? No, actually, Craig Lloyd finished fourth. Fifth on the road was Simon Allen, sixth was Andy Bramall, and then Diogo Silva, as Simon Allen was then dropped on the order to seventh, with Jumbo eighth, Stuart Brand in ninth, and Todd Antonio disconnected. Your championship table here with Kev Allen in the lead, Simon Allen and an excellent Andy Booth now up to third place, but the battle is not over. Please join us next week.